Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Doug.
And I'm Lorenzo.
This is Good Suffering. Now, each week we review a film that I've seen,
But I haven't.
but before we get to that, we're going to do some horror news.
Horror news.
I guess let's start with the biggest one, the one that hasn't happened yet, actually.
I hope this is what I think it is.
I'm sure it is. Jason Blum of Blumhouse announced that on Friday they will release the Halloween trailer. I don't know. There's still no name besides Halloween that they've given it, but
Right.
I guess the Halloween reboot sequel.
H40.
H40, yeah, that's the working thing between people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, speaking of trailers, today the Suspiria trailer dropped, featuring Dakota Johnson and Chloe Grace Moretz, directed by you say his name because I don't remember it. He's the Call Me by Your Name guy.
Luca Guadagnino.
Thank you. And also featuring Tom York's first film score. Very exciting.
Baby, I'm so amped.
Yeah, and you're going to hear later on in this episode his excitement over that.
Yeah.
But that's because we record the main segment first. I guess that's a little reveal into our.
Yeah, I was actually thinking back. It's like, how do I play it off like I just found out now, but then also am excited about it during the show? There's a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, there's a little fourth wall break.
It's a lie. Everything's a lie that we do.
Yeah. We don't even watch these movies. We just
don't.
wing it.
I watched Call Me by Your Name for the 8th time last night instead.
More big news. Andrew Lincoln and Lauren Cohen are both leaving The Walking Dead this season.
Whoa. Lauren too?
Yeah, they're both. I think she's. The rumor is she's leaving like 6 episodes in. Whether she dies or goes away, maybe they're gonna give her to Fear the Walking Dead.
I knew Andrew Lincoln was going.
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh,
hear
I hope
about
they
that.
fucking kill him. God, I hope they kill Rick.
Yeah.
And they are.
I mean, I didn't like where we last left off. We talked about Walking Dead a couple of weeks ago. I think it was.
Yeah. Maybe this is the shakeup they need.
Maybe.
Although I am not excited about the second part of that news, which is that they are offering Norman Reedus like a ridiculous amount of money, huge money to be the main guy now.
You know, the thing with Norman Reedus is that like he like almost accepts like the huge fandom that's going on, and so do the creators of the show.
Right.
But that whole rabbit like, oh, if you kill Daryl, like we leave, we're done.
Yeah, we riot or whatever.
Stupid.
Yeah,
it is so stupid.
He's such a throwaway character that they only did because they weren't going to introduce Michonne. But now that we have Michonne, it's like we don't need the silent, brooding badass because we have the real one.
Right.
And I just never liked the Daryl character at all. Although Norman Reedus is a fine guy, I don't have any bad blood against him. I just don't like the character at all.
Really, you don't even like it like in alliance with Rick? Like
Nah.
that kind of brothership thing that they have going on?
Nah. I just don't dig the character. I think it's just like I don't know. He's a pointless little hillbilly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Showing your true
Although I
colors.
appreciate his whole little episode with who's Maggie's little sister that died.
Oh boy, you're asking me to.
Yeah,
go
well,
back.
their little thing because that's how we got the mountain goats on The Walking Dead.
Oh, you
up
and
the
your
wolves.
freaking mountain goats. Hey, since we already spoiled of how we do this, get ready for a music.
A very music heavy episode.
Yeah, because it happens.
Let's talk about. This is the week that Hereditary comes out.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm very excited for. I'm going to definitely see it opening
Hey, don't
night.
say it like that. I am very excited for it too.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Look
I
what you've
can't
done.
speak on behalf
You created
of
a monster. I'm into horror movies now.
Good.
Yeah.
There is a lot of buzz going off around this movie. It's an A24 movie. There's always buzz. But I think this is going to live up to the hype as much as like The Witch did for me, which I loved, or like It Follows. I'm very, very excited. Like I'm expecting the best, and that can sometimes be a bad thing going into a movie, but I think this will live up to it because
I have
I accidentally saw the trailer, which I was trying to avoid. I saw it in front of Annihilation. I avoided it for so long, and then I went to see Annihilation, and I got there early.
Not worth it either. Annihilation, please.
It was good.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. It was basically like the end of 2001, but in full feature length.
Oh my God. We're not talking about that right now. But I'm just genuinely very excited for it, and I hope everybody listening to this will go out and see it because as much as we talk about old horror on this show, I think that horror is still a thriving genre, maybe the best it's ever been. arguably like just like as far as access goes, and we should definitely be supporting these films.
Yeah, go watch it.
Yeah, fuck Solo. Go see this instead.
Did you see Solo?
No,
Me neither.
not yet. There you go. I'm not like boycotting or anything. I'm not one of those guys. It's just like I'm so Star Wars overloaded. Last
Yeah.
Jedi just came out like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
But great news. NECA, the toy company, is expanding their Ultimate line to include a new beginning Jason. That is the fake Jason, Roy Jason. And I'm very excited about these toys. They're fantastic. That's the ones that I have up there. Like my Leatherface you saw,
Oh,
the
yeah.
super detailed ones.
Yeah.
And they have a pretty widely and quickly growing line of Jasons. They have Jason 3 and Jason 4, Jason 6. They have the video game Jason, the blue and purple
Right.
one. And I'm excited for the new beginning one. It even comes with the mask from the cover of the movie that's not featured in the movie at all. It's like a really strange, very generic white hockey mask. And that's the original, like, poster cover.
Yeah.
And it's not anywhere in the movie, but they're including the mask to be put on the Jason if you wanted it to. And that I thought that's pretty cool, and
That's
I
pretty
always
neat.
I always like to include a little something for fellow collectors. Speaking of the Spanish film series Rec is finally getting a Blu-ray box set. You have not seen Rec. I think we should definitely do it for this show once it gets a little more accessible.
TV.
No,
I thought you said it was a TV series.
no.
I just heard whatever I wanted right there.
No,
then.
it's that movie Quarantine. Quarantine's a remake of that. It's the English language remake. But the first
Okay.
Rec film is like incredible.
Wait, Rec as in like REC?
REC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for it. Like if you have not seen those movies, at least the first two, like definitely go out and watch those.
I don't
And
know if I have. I know I've seen Quarantine.
you should definitely see Rec.
I
It's a
don't
lot
know if
better,
I
a lot
have.
more effective. We'll definitely do it for the show down the line. Maybe once the Blu-ray comes out or something.
Yeah.
That's good, like kind of what we're doing with Candyman.
Right.
Yeah. More news. Brian De Palma has announced that he is doing a horror film, based on the Hollywood sex scandal that's going on now. It's not even a sex scandal, an assault scandal, rape scandal.
Yeah.
He's basically explicitly said it's about Harvey Weinstein and all of that. He said it's set in the film industry, and he said, I'm not going to call my character Harvey Weinstein, but just even name dropping him means that that's definitely like part of like where his head is at writing this film.
Yeah, the name of the character, I think it just leaked out today, was Barvey Mindspleen.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
That's
so he's really
crazy.
not like sugarcoating it at
no,
all.
definitely not. News on the It front. Bill Skarsgård is starting to prepare for his new take on Pennywise. He said it's going to be a lot darker, and now that there's adults, nothing's off the table. I'm super excited for that because I loved the first, and if this one goes even further, it's going to be amazing because they really did a lot with the film, and especially considering that it's a kid's. They cut off a kid's arm. I'm being distracted by Lorenzo as he dances like Pennywise. Or dances in general. I don't know if that was a Pennywise-esque thing he was trying to pull off.
Wow, it's a shame that you don't know the difference.
I know.
You think I just dance like Pennywise just naturally?
I hope.
You want it darker.
Yeah, I want it darker.
To quote Leonard Cohen,
Yeah.
that was his final record.
He's dead now.
Just sticking with the music.
Right. There's also a Pennywise cereal coming out through Funko. The Funko Pops. They're doing pop cereals, and there's going to be a Pennywise cereal.
Not edible.
Yeah, edible.
Whoa.
Like a cereal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the front cover is going to be, the Bill Skarsgård Pennywise, and it's going to be like a themed, probably a Lucky Charms type deal with marshmallows.
Like some red balloons.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, the little boots.
Yeah. Little boat. You like Lil Yanni?
Yeah. Man, this is really a music episode, man.
I'm always on.
There's some news on the Evil Dead front that we've been following a little bit. Even though Bruce Campbell has retired as Ash, he is basically he's teased / promised some new incarnations of the film, whether or not that means a new Fede Alvarez, like Evil Dead 2, or something else set in the original universe. I don't know, but he definitely said that Evil Dead will continue without him. Which gives me some hope because, everybody loves Ash, but, Ash isn't like the heart and soul of the series, and we definitely saw that with the remake. It's entirely without Ash. We just want to see the cabin and we want to see the Deadites. And I'm excited for more because I really thought Ash versus the Evil Dead getting canceled would have been like a death sentence to the whole deal.
Just,
Here's some disturbing news.
Oh.
Do you remember a movie from a few years ago called A Serbian Film? It's one of those like, oh my god, this is the most extreme movie ever made.
Yes.
Did you see it? Do you know about
I
the
know
scene
I
with
saw
the baby
and
scene?
know enough. Yeah.
There's the baby scene.
Yes.
Somebody tried to sell the baby prop on eBay.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, and it got taken down like after like a day or two, but it was making big news that somebody was for like $2,500. Somebody was trying to sell the baby prop.
Why was it
Taken down? I guess because it's like a naked baby prop from a movie where the baby gets spoiler alert raped.
I mean, no, yeah, believe me, I freaking know what happened. I just saw it with my own damn two eyes. But that's interesting. I don't know. I'm glad that that movie should not have. Shouldn't exist.
It's not even good. It's not even good edgy. It's just.
But that's almost like a weird case of censorship there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of weird that they took it down.
Yeah, eBay's allowed to say what can and can't be sold.
Yeah, I guess it's true. But no, fuck that anyway.
Man.
No, I mean fuck like the movie, not like fuck eBay. No, eBay, you did right on that one.
Yeah.
But
Stephen King still hates The Shining. And that is definitely known in his new novel that just came out recently, where I don't know exactly what ding it is, but he definitely takes a little bit of anger out on the Shining movie, like the Kubrick film. Definitely takes some like a shot at it.
You don't know
somewhere.
how?
No.
How do you what was the news? How did that come out? Like what?
That just that there was a ding somewhere in there. I guess they didn't want to say because of spoilers or something, but. Yeah, he's still bitter about the greatest film ever made. So, and by the way, the older I get, the less I like his book. So, the less I'm like hot on the Shining book.
Really?
Yeah.
But the movie
just gets better
forever.
Forever.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. And lastly, 3 from Hell, the new Rob Zombie film, which is the third in the House of a Thousand Corpses / Devil's Rejects series. Even though it's not coming out till like mid to late next year, there's like a lot coming out, and like everybody involved in the film is releasing screenshots from like the shooting. It's already shot and everything, but for some reason it's just not going to get released for like a while, like more than a year.
And it's edited.
I guess they're editing it now, but like there's like behind the scenes stuff coming out and everything. But there's it looks to me like somehow they're still alive, even though at the end of... Did you see Devil's Rejects?
No.
At the end, they all get shot by cops. They all get like... It's like a big... Like they just drive towards the cops, and the cops just shoot up the Bonnie and Clyde style, the car. But everybody's just okay, and they're all in jail. Like, that's where all the shots are coming from, in jail. But I don't know. It just seems like they're going to kind of play it off as they didn't die at the end of the film. So I'm really eager to see this, because Zombie, for me, is a little mixed bag. I thought, like, 31 was, like... okay, but I loved Lords of Salem. I don't like his Halloween movies, but I did like House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. I liked El Super Bisto, the animated film he put out.
The Devil's Rejects one, that's the one with like that weird clown dude, right?
With Sid Haig as Captain Spaulding, yeah. That's also House of a Thousand Corpses. Devil's Rejects is a sequel.
No thanks.
We'll do it one day for the show.
No, we will not. Because I'm pretty sure we talked about that in the Texas episode. I think I mentioned how like there's like a table, like a dinner scene kind of thing. Not a table, but people around a table.
Yeah.
And I saw that. I saw enough of that. That was literally the only scene I saw of that movie, as far as I remember. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not watching this. So, no, we're not doing that.
So today we're talking about the 2009 film Jennifer's Body. It was directed by Karen Kusama, who also directed Girl Fight and Aeon Flux and The Invitation, and also a segment of the recent horror anthology film XX. And it was written by Diablo Cody, who wrote Juno and the recent film Tully. Now, Jennifer's Body is hailed by some as a complete anti-feminist film and hailed by others as a completely feminist film. And I guess we're going to dissect a little bit of that today. But first off, Lorenzo, what is this film about?
IMDb, which has now been the thing for like the last 2 episodes? 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so gotta say I like this one. A newly possessed high school cheerleader turns into a succubus who specializes in killing her male classmates. Can her best friend put an end to the horror? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. That's
solid.
definitely the most accurate one. Maybe they get more accurate as the films get more recent.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, I don't think I can do any better than that. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
Okay. Well,
This was your choice after all.
This was my choice. I chose it specifically because I had seen so many people talking about it in recent time since it's been out. I saw a couple articles about how like, oh, this is more important film now than it was when it came out, or if it came out now, like it would get better praise, and because it got pretty mixed or more along the lines of
the
bad.
Rotten Tomatoes is still really low, right?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely not fresh.
Right. So it got a lot of hate, a lot of just lukewarm kind of reaction. And people are generally saying like, oh no, we should all revisit this. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just visit it for the first time since I'll have fresh eyes and I'll be that guinea pig of like, oh, maybe it makes more sense now. That being said, I don't know what to think of it. I honestly have no idea. I do think the whole mixed review, maybe like a 6 stars out of 10 or 6 whatever, just a middle ground. I don't know if this was necessarily all that great. I think there was a lot in there that was kind of almost just glazed over. Like the story had a lot, but never really focused on what it wanted to be, what it wanted to say. I think that's its main flaw. I think it had the capacity to be very good. I think Diablo Cody is a good writer, and I think that, not to rag on the actual director, but I mean, I do think that Diablo Cody probably would have done a little bit better in the director's chair.
That's fair. I don't think that Karen Kusama has done like anything like much that's all that like fantastic. I even like The Invitation, it took me a long time to come around to, and I do really enjoy it, but I have not seen anything from her that I felt was like wholly a fantastic product. Mm-hmm. And the same is said for Jennifer's Body. I think there's some really great things in here, and there's some really great half-explored things in here, but overall the whole is like, you know, it's middling, a little bit better than middling. I think Megan Fox, first and foremost, fantastic performance from her. Yeah. And as somebody who I know a lot of people who will like actively hate on Megan Fox just because, you know, everybody likes to pick on a ditzy girl. Mm-hmm. But like, you know, she's actually pretty smart, you know, like in interviews and whatnot. And I think she really acts the hell out of this when everybody else is kind of just doing a job. I actually really don't like Amanda Seyfried's performance in this, although I do like her character. I think the you know, the various cast of characters, like we see Chris Pratt, we see J.K. Simmons, they're all doing a job. It's cool to see them. Even Lance Hendrickson at the end as the hitchhiker. A little. Did you notice that was him?
As the hitchhiker?
Not the hitchhiker. I'm sorry. He picked
up.
Yeah, the guy who picks up Amanda Seyfried.
No, I did not pick up.
That's Lance Hendrickson. I was super excited. I was like, oh my god. I thought it was Tobin Bell for a second. I was like, how do I know him? Oh shit! It's fucking. Is the android from Aliens.
Yeah.
I regretfully don't remember his name. But yeah, I think I liked this film the least out of everything we've seen so far. I know you had some harsh feelings about Fright Night, but
I sure did.
Did you like this more than Fright Night?
No, I didn't. But I didn't necessarily like Fright Night any more than this. I mean, the thing with Fright Night, right, was that by the end of the episode, I came around to it. I came around to realizing just how good it was. Good, I wouldn't say great, but it was good. Mm-hmm. This one, I don't think I could really. I mean, if you happen to like love this movie and you were trying to convince me, I don't think I would have been convinced at all. Just because, like this, just like you said, it's just like some kind of middle ground area. Like it's really watchy. It's not. It doesn't pinpoint what it wants to be. Yeah. That being said, I do have to agree with you wholeheartedly with Megan Fox's. You know, she was great. I'd never really thought much of her. I didn't, as in like literally, I didn't give her much thought. You know, Transformers, like I watched the first 2 like or 3 or something like everyone else did. And whatever. I don't care about those movies, so like I don't have an opinion. I just think they're awful. So this is like the first movie I actually would watch with Megan Fox as like an actual main character. She's doing more acting than just staring at green screen monsters. And no, she was great. I mean, she plays that ditzy high school girl so well.
Yeah.
Like that's
with a bit of there's just enough edge to her too. You know, there's
You can't just do that because, like, if you want to, you have to give her credit. You can't say like, oh, she's playing a good ditzy high schooler because she's dumb and ditzy or whatever.
Right.
She's just pretty. No, she's holding her own as an actor there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even though I do think this film is just kind of average, I did actually, that's still coming around to this film, because I really did not like it when I first saw it, which was back when it got released. As I was like a high school freshman or something. I was pretentious. And I didn't even think of movies. I couldn't have said like, oh, this is a feminist film, because I was just kind of watching movies purely for, entertainment and aesthetic, I guess, was the thing that I was really into at that point more than anything else. But there's some really good stuff in here. I think the comedy really lands most of the time. There's that great line that's like, he's like, "Who's Phil Collins?" And he's like, "Oh, forget it. He's seminal, but whatever." And there's just some great little jokes like that. Where he goes like, "Oh, it's a Bowie knife." Oh, Bowie,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I love that
like,
part.
Yeah, like there's some fun little things in there, and there's some good scares too. Right when Jennifer first gets turned and she shows up at Needy's house.
Yeah.
I thought that whole scene was like probably my favorite in the whole film. I was
Yeah,
like,
me
oh wow,
too.
that's really cool.
The stare too, like the camera just lingered there for a very unsettlingly long time.
Yeah.
And I thought that was amazing.
One thing that Kusama does really, really well is like tension, because The Invitation, which I think is a much more mature film than this. I mean, it was made like 6-7 years after anyway, but that movie isn't. It's like an hour and a half, hour 45 of just pure tension through the whole thing, and if there's one thing she's very good at, it's that.
She's done a lot of TV.
Has she? I tend to only look at people's like filmographies.
Film stuff?
Yeah.
No, I was just checking her out because she's still doing work. To my knowledge.
Yeah, I think she might have a new film coming out soonish. I don't know.
Yeah, I think most of her work has been in TV.
The film kicks off like pretty quickly. I appreciated that about it too. I guess if we're going on things that we liked.
Yeah.
I think like there's already like a lot happening once like Low Shoulder starts like to get going, and like you just once you see them that okay, this is gonna be the catalyst for something.
I think that it starts for me, like my interest started like right at the very beginning with Needy just being in that like prison.
Yeah, that like little noir sequence almost like, well, here's how I got here.
Right. And I thought it was like my favorite part of that was like when she punches like the tetherball and it just flies right off the string.
I love that kick though.
Oh yeah, that was great.
She goes flying, man, right across the table.
That was awesome. So then that was a cool little, I guess, allusion to what was going to happen later on. Because I was like, damn, that's a powerful kick. What the hell happened there? And then I was like, wait a minute, Jennifer's Bounty. This is about Jennifer being the man-eating person. So yeah, it's kind of like Chekhov's gun. Oh, that's the second time I've mentioned Chekhov's gun in
this. Yeah,
I don't think that really applies here, but the point is, it made me think of what was going to happen later. Right. But no, that whole sequence, like after the movie finished, I was like, was it necessary to start there, like to show us already, show her in the prison already? I don't know that it was necessary. I think like it set the tone really weirdly for the rest of the movie.
It's weird when you walk into not just a horror movie, but any movie where like death is a factor, and you show main characters like after the situation that's presented in the film. It can go either way, you know what I mean? And I don't know if that exactly lands here with just like, okay, she's going to be safe the whole movie.
Right. My thing was also that like I thought maybe it was going to be like a Girl Interrupted kind of thing, where like she meets Jennifer at the jail. Like why is she already here? Why are we seeing this? I thought it was a movie about high school.
Right.
So yeah, it was just I don't know. I don't know. It was all over the place, I guess. Just from that beginning, and like I said before, I like the writing, but maybe that's like the one part that could have just been left out.
This movie, what it's trying to do is present these really smart and very accurate and very real ideas, and disguising them in like cliche and teen film tropes, and I think it gets just a little too buried under a lot of that. It favors that like teen, you're gonna go and take a girl on a date to this movie vibe. It's just a little too high for me to like really hone in on like the smarts that this movie brings.
Right.
And there's just like a few there's just a few moments where I'm just like, there's eye rolls going on like that, like her swimming and then like getting out, and there's that total like just like glorification of her body going on, which was actually kind of jarring because there isn't a lot of like super male oriented shots in this movie. Like there's not a lot of like
a lot of that
gratuitous. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I kind of liked that part because I thought it was playing on it well. Like, you know, she's literally like just destroying and killing men. So like to make her like this sexual object is like just basically like her plan. It's like her ploy. It's like how she ends up devouring you. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But there are other moments where I was like, yeah, this is too gimmicky. It's too high school, you know, teen rom-com kind of deal.
Fair. I think a lot of this movie is judged because of Megan Fox's sexuality in it. And, 2009 and even today, like there are people who will call themselves feminists and they will still criticize women's sexuality. And I think that was a big problem here is they said, well, this can't be empowering because, the only way to empower women is by, like subverting that and not allowing them to use that. And I appreciate that she uses it as a weapon. And I appreciate that even before she's turned, she's using that to get what she wants. She uses it to get drinks. And it's just like, you know what, if you need a leg up, take your leg up. It's almost like a weird branch of like judging sex workers. You know what I mean? It's just like, why, like, don't judge gender-based sexuality.
Yeah, I mean, she literally says that, like, she says to Needy, like, her boobs are basically like, weapons.
Guided missiles or something like that.
Yeah, more power to him. I mean, I feel like that dichotomy though between Needy and Jennifer starts. It analyzes what it means to be empowered, especially considering like these two girls that are best friends.
And totally different.
Yeah, they're totally different, and they kind of like, to me, it's like they get pinned together, not together, but against each other.
Right.
So you mentioned before how people don't know if this is a feminist movie or if it's just kind of like anti-feminist. I feel like the pinning against of like the two main girls is almost just going the opposite direction. It's not very empowering. It's like, why couldn't these two girls I don't know, maybe not, I don't know about work together or something, but why are the only two main characters that are girls fight each other? Why can't they just have that? However, that being said, I think this is an interesting analysis of their friendship.
Right. And I like reading about this film, I know that Cody and Kusama both really wanted to say something about friendship, like outside of like gender politics and stuff. They did want to make a statement about friendship.
I think that's the actual depth of the movie. I think that's where it lies, is between them two. And the movie does focus on that quite a bit. I mean, they have like even like the flashbacks in the sandbox. I mean, the first time when you see the two characters together, Needy's like waving like all dorkily, looks like she like really in love. And then the classmate even says like, oh, you guys are like, it's something to the effect of like, oh, you're showing off that you have a crush on Jennifer, and she's like, no, we're just friends. We've been friends since like however long. Right. So the movie does focus on them too, on their friendship, especially with the end, with the final like death scene of Jennifer, the make-out session before that.
Even when tensions get really high and like Jennifer is just kind of trying to play off the fact that she kills people. You could see like she even brings up that like, oh, do you want to play like girlfriend and boyfriend like we used to? Like right. she's calling to things. She is using their friendship as a weapon.
And they both do use each other, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah, they definitely are both like they're both benefiting from that. Even though Needy, who isn't all that needy at all, actually, I think she's pretty self-sufficient. She's the one who breaks up with her boyfriend, and she kind of will do what has to get done till the end. She does what has to get done, especially like with Low Shoulder at the end, and exacting that revenge.
Little, the ending, like what's that called? Epigraph. Epilogue.
Epilogue, yeah.
There it is. Epitaph.
Yeah, epitaph.
That's something that goes on a tombstone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Point is that last part of the movie, that's to me like the most empowering part of it. The most, feminist kind of stance is like, yeah, go fuck these guys up that totally ruin your friendship, and rape that girl. I mean, absolutely. It turns into like a revenge flick at the very end.
More than like a girl with powers is just like a girl walking in with a fucking knife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just taking out 4 dudes.
Yep. And stabbing him with that Bowie knife, the Adam Brody character.
Yeah. They wanted like Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy to do that role.
Oh,
they were really trying to get like actual rock stars. And Low Shoulder did perform as Low Shoulder for like 4 years.
No kidding.
Following that film, yeah, they played.
So that's really them then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I kind of figured like, I don't know, they looked like they were the Killers basically, and I didn't bother to check who was actually playing the song, but I figured it was gonna be like, I don't know, some band from them, like the Killers or something. But yeah, no, this movie is very early 2000s.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm
very much so.
I guess it's time to get into the fight then.
Okay.
For a little background for everybody here, I called Lorenzo a few days ago and I said I have a fight for you on the show. I'm gonna come at something that you're a bit protective about. And,
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I didn't give him a hint. So this soundtrack, let's start off with.
Okay.
The soundtrack, I think it's great. I think it's super cool. It really caters to the emo kid in my heart and the person who was listening to this kind of music at that point in time.
Right.
Like on here is like Florence and the Machine, Panic at the Disco, Hayley Williams from Paramore, Dashboard Confessional, Cute is What We Aim For, Screeching Weasel, Cobra Starship, All Time Low, The Sword, Silver Sun Pickups.
Silver Sun Pickups in there?
Yeah, well, they're on the soundtrack. I think they're somewhere layered in the movie. Even Hot Chip is on there if you listen to that electronic shit.
And who was that? Akon? Is the song I Wanna Love You. You already know. That one.
Is that Akon?
Isn't it?
Think so.
I think it is. I don't know. I just remember that song. That song put me back.
Well, we're not talking about hip hop here. We're going to talk about rock.
Fine,
we're going to talk about rock music.
Okay.
And 2000, I guess like the end of the 2000s.
I don't know where this is going.
It's a 2-parter. And here's what I believe. And here's what I think this film has demonstrated to me.
Yep.
This was the last time rock music mattered. And these bands are the last rock bands to matter. Is like this kind of music, Panic at the Disco and like poppy emo-y rock.
Yeah, no.
No? Yeah, I know. See, I do. See, we knew.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
Why do you?
This
why
is
do you
like
think that?
2009.
Yeah. Post this is. I mean, you can agree right now. Hip hop is the music that matters.
You mean like on the whole like
on a cultural
level.
scale? Yeah, on the cultural. This was the last time rock music mattered to the mainstream in any sort of way.
That's
and
definitely
maybe
true.
will be the last time that.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about that.
No.
No.
You think rock music has a resurgence?
As
coming?
long as Dave Grohl is still fighting the good fight. Word to the wise here, listeners. I'm not a great big Dave Grohl fan. Good drummer. And I wish he would do that again. No, I guess, yeah, in a cultural sense, this is kind of like a bygone era of like rock. This is no longer existing. It really doesn't matter anymore. I even told a coworker, I was, we were just shooting the breeze or whatever, and I was talking to how, I should do a rap career, and like we were just joking around. I was like, no, I play the guitar, I play the bass, and he told me straight up, like to my face, like, you're not gonna go anywhere with that. You should just be a rapper instead. Yeah. And that's true. I mean, like that being a rapper is kind of like getting together with your friends and starting a band. That's the equivalent now. So just being on
like getting
SoundCloud
somebody
or
who knows
whatever,
how to
make beats. Yeah. I don't want to agree with you. Yeah. I don't want to, but no, that's true. Yeah. There's no fight. I have no fight. I can't fight that.
I was gonna sting you a little bit by saying that these guys mattered more than like Jack White.
Like Jack White, like now?
Like at any point, okay. I think that they're like when you talk about radio play, when you talk about reach, when you talk like this is the last of any kind of rock-esque music that matters. Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, because
because Jack White got onto a Beyonce record, like
he also did a James Bond song
and
with Alicia Keys.
And
look
with Alicia Keys.
Yeah, with Alicia Keys.
See, like along with a non-rock artist.
Mm-hmm. Like, but he's not. And look at we're not going to talk about the new record. The point is that when Jack White was doing his thing with the White Stripes, still, this is much later in the career of the White Stripes.
Right.
Were they broken up at this point?
They broke up in like 2009, right? Didn't they break up this year?
If they haven't,
no, because the last record was released in 2009.
If they hadn't by that point, this was like maybe like the last album or something.
Yeah.
That's a quick Google search there. But no, the White Stripes like spurred like the whole garage band like movement again, like the
And where did it go outside of garage band fans?
The Strokes? Where did they really?
Yeah.
Really?
Compared to this?
Compared to
the
like
shit that was
whole...
on the radio, compared to all that, compared to the just sheer amount of fans, yeah. Look at like how much Riot sold. Look at how much like Infinity on High sold. I'm not trying to defend emo just because I like it. I'm just saying it was the last kind of anything rock to like really reach people in an important like to its core important way, in a cultural way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess garage rock didn't really appeal to like. It appealed to the kids that were like me, like we were still classic rock, listening to dad music, and then we're like, oh, this is great, like this is kind of new, but it's also harkens back to real rock.
Did you see? Now that's what I call music. Did you see they're releasing a dad rock comp?
Is it called Dad Rock?
Yeah, it's called now. That's what I call Dad Rock.
Uh-huh.
They're releasing it for Father's Day.
Please tell me White Stripes are on.
I don't know.
That'd be hilarious.
2011. 2011 was the last one.
Like I said, man.
Yeah,
it's near the end.
Yeah.
Oh, Icky Thump. Icky Thump was 2007.
Oh, Icky Thump was 2009?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2009. Yeah.
Damn.
But I guess this wasn't as much of a fight as I thought, but I still stand by what I say. I think and I think that this Jennifer's Body actually has an important part in that. This was a big movie. It was an important movie. It didn't do big numbers, but everybody was talking about it. I distinctly remember the buzz around Jennifer's Body.
Too. Yeah.
I remember it going around school, I guess because we were the age that they were catering to.
Right.
With that, was this an R-rated movie when it came out, or was this PG-13?
No, it's R.
It was an R-rated movie. Wow, that's surprising.
I watched the unrated one though.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Right?
I wound up. Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh man, it's lost me. Oh, right. Yeah, this was like peak Megan Fox too. On top of that.
Oh yeah.
So, but I'm looking at this photo that's on IMDb. I saw it. I don't see it anymore, but I swear to you, it's there. It's a picture of Amanda Seyfried, like I guess on the red carpet. Yep, there it is.
With
and
Hot
right
Topic.
her.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like that's
that era, Hot Topic, when it was legit.
Yeah, super duper legit. And then like right after this is when they start selling Justin Bieber, and this is when and truth be told, hip hop is doing better things than rock is doing right now as a whole.
Than rock's doing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna say like
maybe ever, like more culturally important than rock. Yeah. Oh yeah. This isn't a music
rock has
podcast.
Ever been?
Yeah. It is mixing. It is mixing pleasing to listen to music with important messages.
Yeah, but I mean, rock and roll musicians were doing that too.
Not on the scale.
Woodstock,
we weren't getting
important.
I
mean, it was. It was a fad kind of thing, but it's very much a fad. I mean, like as soon as like the 60s ended, that was it. It was over.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go back and see more important and more directed messages in like To Pimp a Butterfly.
No, yeah, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like disagreeing with you. Like just or I don't have a stake in that. Like I do like hip hop. I like rap. And I think it is very important. Yeah. But I don't know. That's a bold claim, I guess. I'm just trying to do my due diligence here and see if that we can really cover all the tracks there.
I would say Woodstock and the hippie movement is probably the closest like important like cultural rock
Not
thing,
even
because
even music touched
like exactly like and I love Led Zeppelin, I love Black Sabbath, I love classic rock music, but shit, they weren't really saying anything important, man.
It's crazy that Led Zeppelin invented the blues, though.
Right?
Morrissey said that.
Yep. But like you look at like this was purely sound aesthetic, a lot of classic rock and like hip hop really
from the beginning.
Yeah. And even like you look at hip hop, and hip hop is kind of always like most of the time had something at least partially important to say, and like there are going to be people who are going to sit out here and ding it, you know what I mean?
They're just talking about drugs and money and bitches.
Sex and but it's really not. And even in that, there is culturally important. There's the discussion of, are they talking about that because that's all they think about, or are they talking about that because that is, you talk about like like black poverty and things like that,
right?
But yeah.
No,
this has gone really astray from Jennifer's Body.
Music.
I told you I'll get you to talk about music on here, man.
One
day we're going to have the big Radiohead discussion. For Suspiria, because that's a Tom York soundtrack. Did you not know that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Suspiria remake. All the music is Tom York. It's his first film score.
Oh my God, is Johnny Greenwood not involved?
Nope. It's just Tom York.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Uh-huh.
I love his solo stuff. Okay. That's for another day.
Oh my God.
I love the remixes of his solo stuff, to be more clear than I was.
Fair.
Yeah.
But to get back to Jennifer's Body, I think there's some really fun, like, maybe they aren't exactly feminist dings, but there are some little fun dings against men and, like, I guess toxic masculinity. Like, there's that great line where, like, Amanda Seyfried is having her freak out while she's having sex, and she sees Jennifer and the two dead kids and whatnot. Which also, like, that is a thread that isn't really fully explored. Like, what is
that
the
kind of connection?
What is the nature of their connection? You know what I mean? Like, because she sees that and then it's just dropped from there, and she has that sense. She has that sense that, like, her boyfriend's in trouble,
right?
Too.
So there's like three moments of that.
They don't really like dive into that in a way that I think matters.
Yeah,
you know,
they don't dive into it at all. I mean, I guess you're supposed to take it at face value. That it's basically like when you have like that telepathy with your best friend, like you kind of.
But there's a difference between that and like
literally
seeing
right.
seeing them and their victims who you really didn't, like.
I kind of took that as a symbol a little bit. I that's the thing. There's so many things going on that like I don't have like the metaphors or the symbolism mapped out.
I don't know if the writers had it fully mapped out, or at least like in the finished product.
Right. So in the sex scene when she's with Chip, and she's like crying and like he's like, "Oh, am I hurting you? Am I
too big?" That's what I was going to mention. Yeah, it's that great. I died. I almost fell off my chair, and I didn't catch that. Like when I'm like 15 and I'm like, "Oh, maybe he's just got a real big dick."
Maybe he does.
Yeah.
Maybe you are too big, Chip.
Yeah,
good for you.
Like that's what I would have been thinking at that time. But now I'm like, no, he's a fucking idiot.
But yeah, so like the way I thought it was supposed to be like a metaphor, symbol, whatever, of like how because she just keeps thinking of Jennifer. I took it as like literally like as she's having sex, she's just thinking of Jennifer, and like she's crying, maybe realizing that she's just not. Because is that her first time? I don't know.
No, because there's a line before that, like when he's telling her to come over, he's like, "Oh, I bought condoms again."
Again, right? Okay,
yeah, so she's definitely not a virgin.
All right, but
and Megan Fox, not a backdoor virgin.
Yeah, she had to sit on a frozen peas.
Yeah.
Yes, but anyway, I took it as like she's literally just thinking of Jennifer. Like, granted, in the story itself, that's not the case because we know that she has like this weird telepathy thing going on. But yeah, just symbolism that she's just kind of realizing that she does have a thing for Jennifer, and that kind of just transitions into like the makeout session and how like that kind of it just happens and they're both into it. Maybe Jennifer more manipulative in that sense, but needy definitely being into it. Right. Yeah, I took it as that, but like I said, and like you said, the writers probably didn't know what they were trying to get at, so I don't know what to pin it down to.
Right. I also really like about that scene, I like them juxtaposing the two sex scenes with her and the goth guy.
Yeah, the hot
who I loved. Oh my God, I was so happy to have him there, and then he died, and I was like, okay, yeah, I knew this was coming, but hey, yeah.
How many movies was that guy in around that time?
I don't know. I recognize him so much.
Yeah.
But like when I looked it up during, I didn't see a lot that I was like, oh wow, yeah. I couldn't pinpoint him as a certain character. I just know his face.
Yeah, he's one of those character actors that you just always recognize. Yeah. Oh, and okay, turns out he played Lou Reed in the CBGB movie.
Of course, you're gonna mention Lou Reed.
Yeah, I'm glad I could mention him somehow in the show. Have I talked about Bob Dylan yet?
No. Oh,
you want to do that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
So do you have anything else to add about this movie, man?
Let's see. I like J.K. Simmons with the hook hand and the curly wig that he was wearing.
Yeah, he had a little more weight on him now than he does now too.
Yeah. He's jacked now.
No, yeah, but even in like Whiplash, well, he was kind of jacked in Whiplash.
He's kind of jacked in Whiplash.
Looked pretty good.
I wonder what that character's backstory is. I want to know more about him. Maybe we could do a sequel and learn more about that character because he had the hook hand, the burn on his neck or something. Let's see what else. No, I don't know. I think that's about it. I'm kind of just upset. I really wanted this to be great, and maybe it's not meant to be great,
No.
despite all those articles I was reading.
Maybe it's not that we're supposed to look at this as great, but we are supposed to look at this as not the entirely, like flaccid, flawed film that like it was made out to be after its release.
Flaccid.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe a feminist movie, flaccid.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing this rebooted.
Yeah,
Maybe done better. Maybe Diablo Cody just directs it and shits on. What's her name?
Karen Kusama.
Kusama. Yes. Yeah, that'd be interesting. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, I like the story.
Yeah.
I like the Devil's Kettle stuff. I like that like little whirlpool thing that was going on. I like the band. Like just I love that part of the story.
Through the trees.
That they're doing this ritual thing that they want to just be famous, so they're gonna sacrifice a virgin. They get it wrong. Like I love that. I think that's such an interesting story.
It's all just for an indie band to get famous.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's like there's so many of us.
There's so many little and shit. They didn't really say anything that wasn't true.
No, they didn't.
I think it's a cool. It's just like more than anything, what I can appreciate Jennifer's Body for is a really cool snapshot of that time, and I guess like teen politics of that time and teen social politics and. Like, oh man, this cool indie band is coming to our little local place, and oh, I want to be the groupie of this band. I want, oh my god, look, they're famous, even though like they're really not, And high school drama. It's like it really is. I guess it is to our generation of high schoolers what something like maybe The Breakfast Club is, but like less effective,
less impact.
Yeah, certainly less impact, but like just a reflection of like. How people were and how high school was. And I definitely saw a little bit of that. Like there's certainly a good chunk of reality to this. And I really appreciate it for that. And maybe I won't go and revisit this tonight or something, but like I don't look at it as poorly as I used to.
Oh, hey, that's a heck of an improvement.
Yeah. I don't look at this poorly at all. It had some, like there are plenty of movies with flaws. I watch worse movies than this on a regular basis.
One more thing that I really liked before we go.
Sure.
There was a cool little like Brian De Palma looking shot when Needy is playing pinball and she overhears. Great hearing on Needy, by the way.
That's maybe she's the possessed one.
Yeah.
In a crowded, loud bar while they're setting up for a band to play.
That keeps happening throughout the movie. She just has really good hearing. So I don't know. There's a lot going on in this movie that needs to be touched on.
She's got spidey sense.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a cool shot of like her, like just like I don't know what else to call it besides like the Brian De Palma shot, where like she's in focus, but so is like the background like really far out there as she's listening. I like that shot a lot. Was expecting a lot more cool artistic stuff like that.
There were some okay shots. There was some fine stuff. Like we mentioned, her coming.
The swimming?
The swimming was actually pretty nicely shot. Like her actually swimming.
Right, doing the breaststroke.
Yeah. And like, we said that whole scene when, she first turns and shows up at her house. That shot when she comes into the pool. Like when Needy gets into the pool and Jennifer turns around and she's got all the blood on her face and her teeth are out. There's just like there's so many good little bits in this movie that just don't all add up into like a fantastic product.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Honestly, I think that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah. But I guess it's time to reveal the next film. Is my choice. Fully he does not want to do this one, but we're gonna force Lorenzo.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna quit. I'm gonna announce my retirement from everything. Primarily Good Suffering.
We'll see.
Go on.
But the next film we're doing is from 1989. It is directed by Brian Yuzna, and it is Society. This is a body horror film. I guess that's all I'll really say about it, with some very, very specific messages. It is. I guess we'll just say it's part of my. It's along with Texas Chainsaw, one of my perfect communist horror films.
Oh, great! Yeah, everyone, this is my last episode of Good Suffering.
We'll see. I genuinely think great. I genuinely think you're gonna come back and be like, that wasn't all that bad.
It just looks the cover.
I don't want to give it. I don't want to give it away to you because I want you to have that full immersion. This is not really reflective of the movie. Stuff. It is. I mean, it is a bit, but it's very blown out.
I don't like body stuff. Not like that. Not deformed stuff. Oh my God.
It's fun.
And I usually like, watch, like when we do these episodes, like I watch the movie like after having just like eaten, or sometimes I have nachos as I'm watching. None of that's going to happen here.
No, you probably shouldn't.
My God.
But yeah, we will see you next week. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review and follow us on all our social media. We are on Twitter at good_suffering. We are on Instagram at Good Suffering Podcast. And we are on Facebook at facebook.com/goodsufferingpod/. Thank you guys. And this has been Good Suffering.